my God. When I was in high school, I used to have intrusive thoughts.
Okay.
I used to, my baby sister, she was young.
Yeah.
I always fucking thought about punting her across the room.
Justin, you could not give me $5 million and force me to swim underneath a sheet of ice and say you'll save me on the other side if I drown, because I don't trust you at all. I don't trust you at all. Have you seen those videos?
No, that's cap. It's not because of that. Tell the audience why you wouldn't be able to do that.
Well, also because I can't swim very well. But it literally makes me so scared watching those videos. Because actually, I don't get scared because I know that the fact that the video is posted means that there's a positive,
okay, I
happy
think
ending
that
to it.
you can't assume.
Oh, really?
There are like a lot of videos on the internet that, don't have good endings.
Okay. Well,
You assume that it has good endings, but it just cuts off early enough. They got to make the money. Like, they got to make the money somehow, for the
Dude.
funeral.
Oh my goodness.
it's morbid.
That's yikes. But I wouldn't be able to do that. I think that is way too scary. But do you think the guys, if they do get stuck, can they punch through the ice? Or is it it's impossible? Because it does look really thin, like a thin sheet of ice.
Dude, you can't generate any force.
Oh, when
punching
you're
in water,
underwater.
bro.
That's true.
Yeah. No, but what they do is they tie like a string or something or like a rope around their waist.
Right.
So then if they obviously like shitting themselves, they just
You
get
just pull them.
Yeah.
I see.
What's so different though?
Why?
I'd do that. I'd do that for 5 million. I'd probably do that for $1 million. Maybe even like, maybe 10K. I would do it with 10K.
Oh,
There's not like,
the threshold's so low for
no,
you.
but think about it. Like there is so little that I wouldn't do for 5 mil.
5 million.
Dude, think about how much 5 million is. Do you think, actually, let's put in perspective.
Okay.
Could you live the rest of your life with 5 mil if you used it really, really well?
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, you could buy dead-ass 5 investment properties.
Yeah, as long as I'm not being asked to do a war crime.
Yeah.
Shit, count me in, man. I've been known to do less
Okay.
for more? Or more for less?
More for less.
Yeah,
More for less.
Yeah.
$5 million would be... That would be life-changing, though. To be fair, you're right.
Even $1 million. What do you think? Even $1 million? Or is that too little?
I don't think $1 million would be that life-changing, in my opinion.
You make the right moves, though. I think so. Don't you think? Like, let's say you took out 3/4.
Okay.
And you just used 250
Yep.
to live.
Okay. And what, the 750, you're saying, like, invest it?
Yeah, right.
To me, like, I think about 750, and that's like a house. You pay off the house, for example.
But where are we living in? We're living in Sydney. There's no way 750 is a house. There's no way.
Penrith. Blue Mountains.
You're going to be paying... I don't know how expensive it is, but maybe.
Yeah. I reckon around that area, far in the west, you can definitely get it for 750. To me, that's not life-changing.
But lifestyle doesn't change. Your lifestyle doesn't change.
Not that much. Because if the way I kind of think about it is like once you have that 750K house, you rent it out, and that, let's say, provides you, for easy round numbers, $500 a week of rent. Okay? In a year, that's $26,000 of passive income. That's not life-changing. $26,000 of passive income is not life-changing.
Especially because you've got costs and stuff.
Right. So if you think about, like, let's say you're retired and you're relying, let's say, purely on rental income to actually survive, you're going to need like 3-4 properties that you own.
True. To
live. Actually just like match a normal salary. So I would say $1 million is actually not that life-changing. $5 million,
definitely.
But $5 million, it hits the threshold where you can retire. Like you can legitimately retire and hit that 6-figure salary. So that is pretty life-changing. Because that's legit financial freedom.
So the question is, what can we do for 5 mil?
Okay, maybe I would do a lot more now. Now that we break it down like this and you're telling me I can retire.
All right. So like, let's rephrase the question.
Okay. All right. Okay. There is one thing I can't do. And it's not about money no more. Like if I had a girlfriend or a wife, I would, no matter how much money you give me, I would not be able to hit them.
I think
Like, you know that question, like, I'll give you $1 million, we gotta punch your girlfriend in the face, stone cold, bang! Like, I can't
you
do it.
already know I'm the type of guy to be like, babe, 2 mil on you. Bang.
I can't do it.
No, dude,
That's awful.
I don't think your partner's gonna be grateful for that.
They'll be pissed off at me.
They'll
They'll
be
be like,
hella
you're so
pissed off.
stupid. Just I'll take the punch. Just punch you, pussy. I can't do it. There's absolutely no way.
Dude,
I never even punched anyone in the face, let alone my girlfriend.
no, I'm like anti-violence,
Yeah, exactly.
but I'm pro-money. And I think that's the case.
You're more
forgetting.
pro-money than anti-violence.
But I'm telling you, man. Think about, okay, for me, I need to think about the number I wouldn't go under. Shit, maybe 1,000.
That alone? You joking me? All right, I'll pay you $1,000. Just show me. You wouldn't.
Next week, we'll have my girlfriend on that one. Yo, that's completely different content. That is different content.
Yo, that is so mad. You just see like nosebleed.
UFC, it's UFC. We'll have a ring and we'll touch gloves and just start pounding each other.
Oh my god. No, that is so wrong.
All right, that's a bit low.
a bit. Are you kidding me?
Maybe 10K.
That's not even gonna pay
Maybe
for the
10K.
medical fees.
10K, bro.
You're joking. It's gotta be in 100.
5-5 split. 5K. I would think about, what can I do with 5K?
Nothing.
You can do a lot with 5K, bro.
You'll be single, let me tell you that. Let me
Then
tell
I
you
can do a
that.
lot more with 10. I'll tell you that.
Take the other 5 as well.
Yeah, we're breaking up. I'm keeping the 10. Fuck that, bro.
Disgusting. Yeah, but anyway, okay. That's interesting perspective. But yeah, so maybe I'll do the swimming one, but I definitely.
Now, you see the reason why for you it's not as important. You already earn a lot of money. Like, relatively, right? Compared to me. We're
right.
just talking
Yeah,
about
okay,
income.
sure,
So that's
sure.
why I guess for me, like, I'm ready to do anything for some spare change. Shit. And then for you, it's more like, dude, I earn this in like a month. I earn this in a month.
Oh.
Easy.
I mean, yeah, okay. I guess it is fair to say, like, when you earn more, you think less about it.
A little bit, yeah.
Naturally. But it's not about the money, I'm telling you.
Shit.
I promise it's not about even if I'm broke, I would not punch my partner in the face.
Dude, I call
couldn't.
cap, man. If you're
Really?
starving, you're literally starving. Someone says, yo, if you punch your girlfriend right now that's sleeping next to you, and you just
Oh,
like,
she's not even
she's
conscious.
sleeping, and he comes up to you, he's like, yo, smack her ass, and I'll give you 10K. And you're like, you're starving. And she wakes up, what the fuck is going on?
Can you just imagine being asleep? and there's just a force to the
And
the
then
face.
what? You're like, you wipe her tears with like $100 bills. She's like, huh? Okay, I like
Go
where
for
this
it,
is. Hit
round
again.
two. Bring it on.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Damn. But yeah.
What else? What else was there? Like for me, if I'm really thinking,
Yep.
what I wouldn't do for 5 mil, I don't know. There's nothing unless it's like illegal.
Okay.
Like low-key wouldn't do anything illegal for 5 mil. Like I
Yeah.
think because I'm so scared. Like I hate looking over my shoulder if I think the police is on my ass,
Right.
dude.
And yeah, that
I
anxiety
can't.
was.
It kills you. Like because I didn't have my car registered for a bit.
Oh,
and you know, and
yeah,
like
yeah.
you're like, there's no way they catch you, dude. Like you get so scared, like driving around, and you're like, holy
You
shit.
just feel like a criminal because at any point,
You just go into the police station. I drove without a registration. Cuff me up.
I can't take it no more.
I got just take me away. And they're like, what the fuck?
Oh, damn. I don't think I've ever been like, actually, I have been chased by police. Remember when I got my license suspended for driving too fast?
Oh, I thought you were talking about literally GTA moment. Like you're on the highway and you see the police and you're like, I'm not going down today.
Mate, I've got a Honda Jazz, all right? It's not going to suit me well.
Yeah, it's not about the car. It's about the driver.
Oh,
bro.
really now? Try race me if I get a Tesla one day.
Dude,
And then
your
we'll talk.
car, your car, the real talk.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in the car. We're going up a hill. It's dying trying to get up over this hill. Dude, it made me feel like I was fat as fuck, bro. I was like, damn. This makes me feel bad.
It does struggle a bit. But this car has served me so well. Yeah. And now that the aircon's fixed, I don't think there's anything more.
Fixed is like, I don't know.
It
Hard word. It's a hard word.
Man, I'm telling you, man. At least for the next 3 months, the coolant's gonna work. And I'm just sitting in my car, $3,000 Honda Jazz. I can play the music that I want, and I got aircon that has coolant. And my dad also helped fix the windshield wipers, so when it's raining, it doesn't make the sound when it's doing. It's like I couldn't believe it. It just did the full motion.
You just got rid of the orchestra, bro.
It's incredible. I don't think I need any other material good in my life. It's perfect.
So simple.
So I'm a simple man.
But like
I'm a
along
simple
those
man.
lines, I was thinking about it actually. That actually makes me ask,
Yeah.
what is something that like scares the shit out of you? Like, the reason why I was thinking of that was last night when we were calling like late at night. Right?
Yeah.
I was on my phone, but I had my noise cancelling headphones on.
Okay.
So I wasn't like really paying attention, but I was outside because, it was late.
Yeah.
I turn around, I fucking see someone walking up behind me along the street. I fucking pissed myself. I was like, oh shit, like, and then
The reflex, you're ready.
Yeah, reflex. And he's like an old man. He looks at me like, gives me the dirtiest look. And I feel
Oh
like,
my goodness.
Shit.
And this was at like, 2, 3 a.m.?
I think it was like 3:30.
3:30 a.m.
3:30. Scared the shit out of me. My heart was racing. So then I didn't say anything to you because I didn't want to seem like a bitch. But like, I just walked back in.
Is that when, because I think I heard you put the num lock in. Is that when you were going back into the house?
I went, but then the funny thing is, I went to the backyard, my balcony.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there.
Yep.
And then I was like chill, like, oh fuck, that was so scary. I was thinking. And then what I saw like a shadow flicker through the trees. And that made me shit myself. So I went inside the house because I couldn't deal with it anymore. Both sides I was just getting scared the shit out of me.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
That's why I was thinking about it. Because I'm like, I feel pretty confident I'm not that scared. I'm not like a scared person usually.
Okay.
So
what you're talking about fright, kind of like.
I don't know how to describe it, but like, yeah, kind of like a little bit of a shock, like,
Yeah.
oh shit.
Like you're actually scared, as in you feel endangered almost in that moment.
I don't think I feel in danger, but I'm not comfortable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that question, when you're asking me, I wasn't really thinking along the...
Like jump scare.
Yeah, like the jump scare line.
Yeah.
It's more like... and I've said this before, it's like, what I'm really scared is if I ever marry someone one day and they pass. That is scary.
My bad. I was talking about how I'm scared of fucking like shadows and yo, Justin, like, if you ever died, man, I'd be so sad. Bitch, I'm alive and well. Why are you talking about me dying? Like, that's what it felt
Think
like.
of the worst, Got to mentally prepare myself. One day if I get the
Mentally
message.
prepare me next time because I was not mentally prepared for that. Jesus Christ.
Heavy hitting answer. That was my initial response.
Yeah. But I think we talked about it. Like, that is... Because I remember bringing up to that, like, what if it was your kid instead?
Yeah.
You remember that? Yeah, I remember.
So where you are now, right? Like, do you think the passing of your own child or your spouse would hit you harder? Or you maybe not fear more, as if like which one has a high probability, but you think it just emotionally would fracture you?
Probably so. I was thinking about it. I think like your point that like your spouse is someone that you've built so much time with, whereas your kid is like...
What do you mean is like...
I could smack a kid. I could have smacked my wife. I could punch a child. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get arrested. I'm gonna call the police on you.
Officer, it's this one. It's this one. But I'm like, okay, tangent. Oh my God, when I was in high school, I used to have intrusive thoughts.
Okay.
I used to, you know, my baby sister, she was young.
Yeah.
I always fucking thought about punting her across the room. Intrusive. You're stressed for HSC. I come back from tutoring. I see it.
You want to drop kick.
Brother. Drop kick. I'm not kidding. I swear to God. I'm not kidding, bro. That's shit.
Dude, that is madness. Why would you ever think of that? Oh my goodness.
I don't know. That's what I'm talking about. Like,
oh,
that
dude.
shit.
I think the closest I ever get to that is I go to a wharf and you see just people sitting at the end.
You want to boost it?
Just give them a tap on the
Would you do that for $5 million?
And you gotta give them a tap. He's like, hey, yeah, what's up? Fuck you. And you just give them
Jesus Christ. Oh, that shit is actually so funny. I actually kind of want to do that. No, but like not to a stranger. Yeah. We should definitely get one of our friends.
Yeah.
You're like, yo, sit here. Like, we go as a 4. We get one of the people to like sit down, have serious conversation with them. We go off and we're like, yo, we just need to get something. We come back and having pushed it. Be so funny.
Anyway, where were we?
Do you remember what the point was?
Your sister.
Before that was tangent. What was the point? Do you remember?
I've got no idea.
I'm pulling blanks as well.
Okay. Kid versus wife. Kid versus wife. Yeah. So
yeah. But back to the serious topic. Like, I think I would be devastated, of course, if my kid dies first, because it's like the sadness that comes with having like a baby and then them dying before you, because it's like they had the potential to be so great and like so loved, and then that's taken away.
Yeah.
Whereas with the spouse, you know, they've lived a while. It's not as like, it's like a tragedy, you know, like which is a greater tragedy. Kid dying is probably a greater tragedy. But
yes.
For personal, it's probably going to be a spouse. Like that's someone, like I'm stealing your words here, someone that always there for you every day. You wake up, you share your hardships, your joys and stuff, and then not to have that, that's like, that's kind of shit.
Like, and I think the thing is, and I could be wrong, and as I grow up and becoming a parent, maybe my perspective would change. Honestly, if we ever have a kid, and I read this somewhere, it's
we have a kid?
Sorry?
We have a kid?
If I when I was thinking about my future partner, but, you know, if I ever have a kid, I owe everything to the kid, to be honest, because I made that decision.
Yeah,
they owe me nothing. To be honest. So even though I might say, oh, I'm going to shower them with love, care, I'm going to work hard to provide for them, they never, in a way, and this sounds so cruel and like cold-hearted, but they never asked for it, to be honest.
Yeah.
So I can't demand anything in return. Really, if they do actually kind of return that favor in any way and want to actually care back for me, that is purely a voluntary joy that I get to enjoy.
I agree.
Right? And so that, like, that's kind of the idea. But when you think about like the spouse idea, it's like, and I mentioned to you, it's like two strangers. But and the fact that your spouse means they made that decision already. To love you. They made that decision already to commit to you. Whereas your kid actually hasn't made no decisions at all. If that makes sense.
Sadly enough,
So, well, it's true. Until, and you can't know if they will make that decision until, let's say, they're at least mature, like 20-something, 30.
I was thinking 30s,
Yeah, in their 30s. That's when you really start to see if they have that heart for you.
Because that's when you did well. If you did well.
Right. So, that's why I think like the tragedy of a spouse passing is, for me, I imagine much more painful. And I think I was watching like a Netflix show a couple months back, New Amsterdam. And in one of the episode, it's like having, you know, that classic drama scenario of having to choose between like the mother or the baby at the point of birth.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And it's like, well, how are you supposed to make the call? And I for some reason, a lot of the times the baby is the choice. But I was actually thinking when I was watching that, I can't believe it, to be honest. I would choose the spouse.
I think though, because it's more like if you think about what is a greater tragedy to the world, it's kind of like the kid, you know, like like sadly, like most people would think like, oh, the spouse has lived, you know, they'd probably want their kid to live, you know. But if we're thinking about like being very selfish, actually like people talk about love for a child, but you have so much more love because love is a choice. Not like something you feel necessarily. So it's like to the spouse, you feel so much more love. Yeah. You haven't built that yet with your kid yet, you know?
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. And I guess, you know, that like, if you did save the spouse, like, would the spouse actually feel a resentment towards you forever?
Like survivor's guilt, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Knowing that I'm here now because my kid was passing.
Yeah, it's kind of fucked that you have the decision because it's not really your decision.
No, it's not. Yeah.
But it's always like, oh, the guy has to choose. And then the wife is like, man, I wish I could choose. And she's like dying.
Yeah, well,
bleeding
she's
out.
unconscious half the time in these scenarios. So, you know, you just have to make the choice. Yeah. That's what I fear, okay? Not shadows. Like, to me, I was thinking, like, passing of a spouse is awful.
But, like, let's talk about, like, let's explore the idea of a spouse, though. Like, you know how we talked about, like, it's commitment.
Yeah.
You know, I want to paint you a picture. Like, let's say, how can I describe this? Like, you're driving home. Yeah, okay, I got it. You just finished tutoring.
Okay.
At your center.
Yep.
You're driving home.
Okay.
You're like, shit, I'm so ready to see my wife, you know, make some babies.
Yeah. Yeah. Think about that every Friday night. Baby time.
Oh my God. Baby time.
Jonathan, here I come.
You named it Jonathan. He's going to get bullied. His child's going to get bullied. That's a shit name.
Wow, relax.
Shots fired to all Jonathans in the world. Anyways, so you're driving home, you're thinking, and then, you know, you get a call from your wife. You know, and we'll do some role play. And I'm the wife to you, okay? So you pick up, you're like...
So where am I? Have I gone home now?
No, you're just driving.
I'm driving, I'm calling you.
You get a call from me.
I get a call. Hey, babe, what's up?
Actually, I fucked up.
You okay? What do you mean?
Yeah, I fucked up.
What?
I need your help. I need your...
What, you sold all my undies? What'd you do? How did you fuck up, babe? What's good?
I killed somebody.
Oh, no.
Okay. You see what I mean? Would you...
my goodness.
But let's talk about a little bit before. When you heard I fucked up, what's your first thought, actually? I think that's interesting.
Okay. There's two. One comes from a song, which is called...
What the fuck?
which is called Be Alright by Dean Lewis, for anyone who... he's Australian artist. And it's about... Well, it's just like when they say they cheat, like when they cheated.
Yeah, so cheating, right?
Cheating.
Yeah, you thought cheating first.
Like they say they fucked up.
Is there anything else?
The other one I thought was like, it was kind of like an unintentional mistake that caused the loss of something that we really value or something.
Like a vase or something.
Yeah, like, oh, I fucked up. I broke something.
I shit in the bed.
Yes.
That's an uncomfortable call.
Yeah. You know? To be honest, I reckon my smart ass wife would just cover it all up and never tell me.
If I had $1 for every time that happened in my life, I'd have nothing.
You'll still be the same.
I just wanted to say it.
Yeah, so I fucked up. And if we had like, I don't know, like a kid or something, like forgot them to pick them up from school or some shit and like, oh, can you go? I don't know. That's what I was thinking. But that's intense, man.
Okay, you kill. So
what
would you help hide the body?
Would I help hide the body?
Mm-hmm.
And this is given I have no idea what actually happened.
No idea. no idea. You don't even bother. Like, would you bother trying to piece it together? Like, you see and you act Detective Conan. You're like, actually, by the way the blade was when it, you know, would you try to do that shit?
You're a murderer. Divorce. Lucky I signed a prenup. What on earth, man? My instinctive, naive self is like, my wife, like, you know, we live and die together. Mm-hmm. So yeah, let's hide the body.
Shit.
That's me being like
better than me, I guess.
young and naive. I don't know if I can really like truly live to that though. I think that's pretty extreme.
What if? Yeah, but think about it. What does that actually entail? Yo, hubby, I need you to cut up the body and chuck him into the water tank, bro.
Oh,
No, I can't do it. I can't do it. You fucking pussy. Yeah, you're my husband.
oh, you do it. You killed him. Why did you need my help?
Get gaslighted.
Oh.
This is all your fault. I'm sorry.
Okay, I think the reality is, as much as I wish I was that heroic, I don't even know if you call it heroic by hiding.
Yeah,
honestly, I don't know what is the right word to frame it. As much as I'd hope, I don't know if I hope.
Yeah,
but I don't think I can do it.
Yeah,
I don't
right?
think in reality I can do it. Yeah.
Would you snitch though?
Oh my
Would
gosh.
you snitch? 911 officer, it was her. It was her.
This is her full name. This is my address. Please come immediately.
This is where she hid the body, the fucking idiot.
It's just in the backyard. She's so stupid. Would I snitch? No, I would encourage her to. I would encourage her to go hit up the officers herself.
Oh, okay. I thought you.
What do you mean?
I thought you said you were gonna encourage her to hide the body well. You're like, okay,
I can't do it for you, but here's the play.
okay. Let's say she doesn't. Let's say she doesn't go to the officers,
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Oh my gosh.
and then
Oh my gosh.
she like, but you're not gonna help, obviously,
Oh
right?
my, yeah.
And then she's like, babe, I think I'm gonna hide the body, like in the backyard.
Oh my goodness.
You know what I mean? It's like,
Why would I marry someone so stupid?
would you? Because would you be like, babe? Actually, I think that's a bad idea. Like, probably you should go to this lake, you know, and hide it like 6 feet under and hide a chicken carcass on top of it. You know what I mean? In case.
Okay, I see.
Would you like do that, or would you just be like,
Okay, honestly, the answer really depends on, and a serious question here. If we fly to another country and try to, you know, do the fake identity new life, what's the chances that Interpol will come get us?
yo, I think it's fucking like almost a mission of guilt if you go fly and run away, isn't it? I don't know. I honestly don't know the answer to that question. I think surely you'd become an international criminal though. Like that's
my
worse.
God.
It feels like worse.
You thought it was bad that your car wasn't registered. Imagine living knowing
I would
you're an
not be able
international
to do
criminal.
that, bro.
Yeah, right.
Your name's on wanted lists, bro, and your face and pic. Nah, no way. I think that's a stupid idea.
Okay, you know what? Like when my wife says, "Dude, I'm just gonna hide in the backyard," she's probably crying and frantic and not thinking straight. So I'm just gonna have to like discard everything that she said, let her calm the crap down, and then call the police.
Why wait?
It's like, baby, I'll make you some porridge.
Go to sleep. I'll take care of this. Don't worry about it. It's taken care of. Up there. She's lying in bed right there. That's the one. She's the whore.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is.
Yeah, right. Would you
What, me? Like,
help hide the body?
or like mention,
How-
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yeah, what?
I low-key think the sass in me would be like, you dumb motherfucker. Like, go hide it somewhere better than that. But I wouldn't. I don't think I'd be able to. I don't think I'd snitch, though. I don't think I would snitch.
Okay.
I think I'd just be like, okay, explain to me. And then if it, like, let's just assume it was like a decent enough reason. Like, it was more
So it's like manslaughter.
yeah, kind
more
of.
than
Like,
murder.
more of an accident rather than like cold blood murder. Then I'd be
Yeah.
like, okay, like maybe we can get away with it. Like I wouldn't snitch. I don't think I'd snitch. But imagine you get caught in as suspects
Oh
and
my.
you're sitting side by side
Oh my.
And they're asking me. It's like we're sitting side by side waiting for the detectives to come in. You're like, oh shit. Oh, you're sweating. You're starting to sweat. They come in. As soon as they open the door, it was her. It was her. I swear. It was
I got all the evidence. She called me at 4:36.
I think I'd crack. I'm so bad with that type of stuff, you know? Because, you know, on YouTube, the interrogation stuff.
Oh, yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I think they know. Like, they just know.
They know who it is, and they also know how to get the answer out of you too. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do it.
Nah. I think like a realistic scenario would be like of like manslaughter is like, let's say they were like backing out of driveway and they just and it's like a primary school nearby. Like that kind of situation. So that it's like shorter kids we can't see. Do you know what I mean? Like a damn ass adult, you're gonna see.
Speed bump.
Oh my goodness. Like that would be the most realistic that I can think of at this point in time.
But holy shit,
Something
I wasn't even thinking about that. You need to bury someone's kid.
That's messed up.
Okay, actually,
You know
I
what I
might
mean?
snitch on that. I might snitch
But you
on
could
that.
punch your sister across the room.
Hey, duality of man.
We live in a paradox.
Shit, that's crazy.
So yeah.
Hopefully it never happens.
No.
Okay, come.
Okay, slightly though, actually, on this really similar note, like let's draw that idea like 23 steps back. Okay. Has your girlfriend ever been in a disagreement with her friend in front of you?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, let's imagine that it's like over dinner and just double date, whatever, chit-chatting, and wrong words were said with the wrong tonality at the wrong time. Tension starts to build up, and there eventually it goes to a point where it's escalating and it's quite bad. But your rational self is telling you that your girlfriend's actually wrong in this scenario.
Nah, not possible. Not possible.
Not possible.
Babe, if you're watching this, not possible.
Not possible.
Not possible.
Hypothetically, in a very rare occasion, she's wrong.
Okay.
I'm
just watching her
How would you
embarrass
respond?
herself. I don't know. I think I would support her. I definitely would support her. Like, be like, yeah, on her side in the moment.
Yeah.
But I would try to get out of it, like, as soon as possible. And then I would talk to her as she calmed down about it. But I don't know. It's hard to imagine because my girlfriend is not the type of girl.
To get into those scenarios?
Yeah.
Right.
Also think, because it's like a little bit embarrassing to have disagreements so loudly. Like, what I'm imagining is a screaming match over dinner.
Yeah.
That's a bit embarrassing.
It is.
You know?
Yeah, I've always like thought about scenarios like that. And I'd imagine like I would, and it would maybe even surprise my girlfriend how supportive I am of them at that point in time. It's like, you know how they're screaming and then suddenly the guy comes along and screams even louder and they just pause into like, wow, my guy. But I would really supportive. But then when we're private, that's when I would actually say, yo, that was so silly of you.
That was the stupidest shit I've seen you do.
And I didn't agree with a single thing you said.
And I've seen you suck toes. God damn.
What? But I wouldn't, I would support them in that moment. Because isn't that so important? Like when you are in a disagreement and your partner is not even on your side, it's like, what are you here for, man?
Yo,
What are you here
that
for?
almost makes you angrier, like, at the situation. You're like, yo, where's my backup at? You're like,
Yeah.
You're just looking around and your boyfriend's like, you know.
It's like to the
Hiding
point
his
where
face.
you're like, you know what? I don't even care about what we're arguing about. I'm just pissed off at my boyfriend for being
yeah.
such a simp in this scenario, not
Yeah.
standing up for me.
God damn.
Yeah.
What made this, how is this related though? Like, what made you think about that?
Well, if you think about it, it's really just like to what extent are you willing to back up your partner?
Fair enough. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
To what extent? To the point where even there might be times where they're actually wrong. Maybe a more realistic scenario is not between friends, but maybe like, let's say with a customer sales rep or something, you know? And at that point, you still kind of support them, not to disrespect the other person, but you're still backing your partner.
Yeah.
But then later you're like, yo, dude, like that's actually not cool.
Yeah.
But as a unit together, especially when we're around other people,
Yeah.
I'm here for you.
Also, it's like, even
Just know that,
if
yeah.
she's like, just because, even if you don't support her, you're a couple. So it's going to look bad on you anyways.
That's true.
you know,
Yeah.
all the dirt is on you as well. So you might as
right,
well
right.
get your money's worth of arguing if you're going to have arguments, right? Has it happened to you?
No. It hasn't. Normally, I'm the one that my girlfriend's pissed at. So it's a little bit different. If I support her, then I'm just attacking myself.
He's like, you're a dick. Yeah, I'm a
Yeah,
dick.
bro. What's wrong with me?
You go get her, babe.
Punch him. Punch him.
Twist his balls up. It's
Yeah.
like, do you like that stuff?
Oh my no. Hell no, man. Yeah, I don't think. I don't know why. Like it seems like quite an unrealistic scenario. I just think about it. I guess, but you mentioned like when you're observing your parents, right? Like what your parents' dynamic is when they're alone in the house, just day to day, versus when they are with friends that they invite over for like lunch or dinner. And like that dynamic is quite different sometimes. Or maybe not different, but...
It's just different for different people. Like when we were like at the beach and we saw that white couple, you know, it seemed so sweet, like talking to each other about like the randomest stuff. I just thought that was nice. I was like, damn, like, parents can be like, are so normal. Because it's hard to see it in your parents sometimes. But when you see other parents, you're like, damn, these are like normal human beings.
Yeah.
That can be our age now as well. I think about it. People our age are being parents now.
Yeah, that's true. Pretty
It's
insane.
scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had an intrusive thought, actually.
Okay.
When I was talking about squeeze the pause and twist.
Oh, God.
And I want to bring it up, actually.
Oh, yeah?
What are your biggest turn-ons and turn-offs, actually? Like, because that's like... Some people get turned on by that.
But are you saying sexually turned on? Or are we talking about turn on as in like, oh, green flag and red flag?
I don't know. What would you prefer to talk about? Because it was sexually when I was thinking about it. But I don't know if I'm comfortable speaking on the podcast. Maybe we get green flag, red flag.
Green flag and red flag. Maybe a bit better for our audience.
Okay.
I would say, how about you share first? How about you?
When someone honks too much, road rage, green flag or red flag? Like, is it a red flag?
Oh.
Like a heavy road rager.
Okay, it's not a red flag, because red flag literally means like, yeah. It's not that for me, but it's like a big -5 on the brownie point scale.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not a red flag, because I know like some people who are like so gentle, but it's just for some reason on the road, like they just can't hold.
Different beasts.
Yeah, they're different. They just cannot hold it together.
They got power. They got power now. They got the horn.
Yeah, exactly. So I wouldn't say it's a red flag, but yeah.
Okay, so what is a red flag? Example of a red flag. Can you think of one?
Okay, this isn't even about them, as in like maybe something they do. But a red flag in a like if I was trying to get to know someone is if I'm not physically attracted to them. And I was thinking a little bit about that because we asked the question of, well, does you know a physical attraction really matter that much? At the end of the day, we're gonna age together. Like our looks would fade. What really stays is the character, the personality. Yeah. Right. And then then it's like you think about a dual scale now. Someone with a 9 out of 10 compatibility in terms of personality, but in terms of like physical attraction, it's like a 2.5.
Yeah. Not to say they're ugly.
No. Because I don't think like attraction is an objective like representation of whether they are ugly or pretty or whatnot. It's just how I feel physically towards them. And I just realized that to me, that is actually becoming a red flag, because there is a lot that when you are physically attracted, there is also a lot of ways that you are able to and wanting to express and communicate love. And because one of my love language is physical touch, like cuddling, holding hands, whatever. It's just like, if I'm not physically attracted to them, I can't force myself to do those things, but then that I think would really fracture that romantic relationship. And so as much as I don't want to be superficial and care about those things, I think it's got to meet, and what I've thought about more and discovered more is like, it just needs to meet a minimum threshold for me. And then if the personality is a 9 or 8 or whatever, as long as they're above that threshold, it just makes me find them more attractive over time.
Yeah.
Like that personality actually would carry the rest of the physical attraction.
Yeah.
But it has to be above that minimum threshold. And if it's below that, no matter how good the personality is, it's also skewed for me. And to me, it then becomes a red flag.
I think attraction ebbs and flows anyways. But you just want to have that, at least be able
Baseline.
to hit a certain baseline.
Which is weird, like, because it's, I know it's not the typical answer, because normally red flags like, oh, if they take drugs or something, I don't know.
Is that a red flag?
How
Crack cocaine. Heroin.
Yeah, it would be. For me, it would be a red flag.
Weird.
Yeah, that's definitely a red flag. I personally never have taken drugs except like, I don't know, Panadol. But
Oh, holier than thou. Thank you for letting me know.
You're welcome.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome. But you know, it's, I don't know. I think it's not like it's like if someone has taken it in the past, maybe once. I think for experimentation, you know, like it happens.
But a heavy user.
Yeah, but a heavy user, I'm like, yo, I literally cannot indulge in that same joy that you have right now. That is such a big difference and disparity between us. It's a red flag.
Some things that are too different, like it just feels like it can't
Yeah.
work. Yeah.
Especially with that, and I'm guessing that they ain't doing it alone, right? So that means they've got a whole crew or like network of people around them that are also doing that, like their friends and whatnot. I won't be able to vibe with the entire friendship crew either.
True.
You know what I mean? And so it's not even just that single person alone, but everyone around. Well, not everyone, but a lot of people around
What are some
them.
green flags then?
Green flags, I would say it's, I think one of the green flags that I feel a lot, like I'd imagine, is not even when they're interacting with me directly, but it's like, you know how sometimes it's just people you can observe at a distance and you can see that they just have a genuine, like, kindness. Like that word, like it's a kind, they're a kind person.
Yeah.
It's that, to me, it's that idea where you have, you know how sometimes you just walk into stores and there's just a customer sales rep and you can tell they're actually happy
To see.
to say hi and happy to be like, how can I help you today? And you end up having a good conversation with them. And I don't know who they are. They're a complete stranger. And so like someone like that, if I can observe that, to me, that's really, really attractive. So just general kindness.
Not you going to stores to hit on
No,
sales,
absolutely not. I'm just
Oh
there
my
to shop around and
goodness.
things like that. Have you ever done that?
Shop
Actually?
around for a girlfriend?
No. Actually, have you ever done that? Like,
Do what?
flirted with a customer sales rep and then actually got in touch with them after?
I hate flirting with people that are working. I think it's such bad taste.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's actually bad taste to flirt with someone on the job.
I see.
At least personally.
Yeah, right.
Because I just imagine like if I was working,
Why?
I'm
yeah.
like tired. You know, I probably had shit sleep.
Yeah.
And
okay.
some girl, I just think, hey, baby mama, let me get your number. And I'm like,
Get
I'm
out of here,
working.
man.
Yeah, exactly. Nah.
Yeah, okay, I see.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So never for me.
Okay. So yeah, anyway, that's one of my green flags. What about you? Green flag or red?
I think for me, red flag might be, I don't know, like I'm pretty open-minded to like a lot of things. Like I would say maybe a red flag is if they're very close-minded on topics that I feel like I can't raise my opinion.
Oh, yeah.
Even if my opinion is shit, I'd want to raise it up, and then rather than be like told my opinion is stupid, maybe have discussions on it. 'Cause I love talking. I just love talking with people about stuff, you know.
Yep.
I think that might be a bit of a red flag for me. Like if I ever feel like I can't raise my own opinion, yeah.
In fear that it will just get rejected or denied because they're so set on their ways that they, like, if you say something that's even slightly maybe controversial at the beginning or seems like a paradox to what she thinks, that she'll just close it off straight away
I think so.
and disrespect that opinion.
Yeah, I just feel like I like people that are really deep thinkers and like think for you when you're like, just because I like to think for other people.
Yep.
Like maybe a little bit of overthinker, but I feel like I like to find people that also overthink for me. And we really think about each other's needs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And that's how we both are taken care of. Yeah. So yeah, I feel like that goes against that type of person I'm looking
see.
for. So a little bit of a red flag.
Okay.
In terms of green flag, has to be like if they do stuff for you without asking. I think that's such a like a.
Dude, that reminds you of your story.
No.
We know that one story of when you were at work, struggling. You want to share it? I think that's honestly, to me.
Nah, you know what? You sound like you know it better than I do. You want to share it?
Let me role play Justin. I hate my life.
What's new?
Working at Harris Farm.
Sheesh. Are we allowed to say Harris Farm? Oh my God, we're gonna get sued.
Harris Park. And then I'm just not feeling it today. Get a message from my missus, but I just can't respond well. So I could be butchering this story. You know how good my memory is. Trash. I'm just giving like quite bad responses, telling her I'm not having a great day. And then I put my phone away and I finish the shift. And that's all, right? And I'm heading home. I won't say what suburb. Doesn't matter.
Keep it safe.
Yeah, keep it safe. And I'm just heading home to my suite, feeling quite awful. And, you know, also like knowing I wasn't able to give the energy that I normally give to my girlfriend. I opened that door and
Actually, I could smell it. The way it was set up, I could smell it driving in. At my window, but I could smell it driving in.
Shit. Okay, so a little bit late.
But yeah.
But we're driving
essentially,
in. Yeah.
Oh, something sounds good.
And I remember, I'm Justin, by the way. I remember I was just thinking like, damn, now I need to go home and I'm hungry.
Yeah.
I need to cook as well. I just can't be bothered. Whatever, life sucks.
I do not sniff like that. Makes me seem like a crack addict the way you make me sniff.
I opened the door and shit. My girlfriend has just come all the way, and she don't drive, by the way. She don't drive, and she came all the way while I was, and I didn't ask her for anything. I didn't even say I was like hungry or anything or whatnot, but she just knew I was not having it, and voluntarily she came over, and she just cooked me a meal, and that's when I realized I was paying her girlfriend wages, and she was doing wife work.
Using my words, I see.
And that's
a green flag for me.
Yeah, that is such a green flag.
That's when I knew. I was like, shit.
I think when I asked you, like a lot of times you say that was the moment where it just gave you such confidence in who you were with.
Yeah.
So can I reshare this at your wedding?
That's so overused though. Surely we come up with plenty more. Otherwise, it's a bit sad if we have to use that one again.
Fair enough.
I mean, yeah. I think. Let me think. The food wasn't that good. Not a good food.
Oh my God.
It wasn't that good.
It was made with love.
Made with love.
It was made with love, man.
Very watery.
I think that's like, but that's crazy, dude. Like, it is when they care and are thoughtful enough about how you feel that they, out of their love and care for you, go out of their way to do these things.
Yeah, I think
and
so.
And the best part is when it's unexpected. Like you did not see it coming. It's not kind of like oh, babe, I'm a little bit sick. Hint, hint, can you come over and take care of me? You know, it's like, it's not even that. But they just sense it and they just want to go above and beyond to show that, hey, you're important to me. And as a couple, sometimes it's not always a 50-50. Sometimes you're a 20 and I'm going to step up to become 80.
Yeah.
And sometimes you're an 80 because I need to be a 20 today.
Has to be like
that. That's incredible. Yeah.
Beautiful. Yeah, I think it's just interesting how we've changed our views on relationships. Because like when we were younger, it's like, yeah, we need someone who's like really hot. You know, I want to have sex like 24/7. Oh my God. God damn, like that type of stuff. And then now it's like, no, actually, I want someone who's gonna be there at my worst times, at my best times, both times. You know, share everything and feel comfortable. My best friend at the same time as being my partner. And that's like a huge change. Yeah. And once you realize that change, then it starts, dating becomes a lot different. It's rather than like finding the hookups, it's about finding people you want to do life with. Yeah. And that also changes how you see friends as well. Like, yeah, it's just how it fundamentally changes when you get a bit older.
Yeah, definitely. I think though, like the way I describe what I want my future relationship to look like, I think I will actually struggle to actually like accept that. It sounds weird. Like what I mean is like, I want someone who is able to like care as much as I care for them. That I'm able, that is like makes me comfortable enough that I can say and be honest with how I feel. Because I have done little of that, I almost don't know like what that, how do I explain? I almost don't know that if I do receive that, if I even know how to respond, because I'm not used to it.
True.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully. Like I say, to my future wife. To my future wife. Yeah, whoever that is out there that ever watches this video.
For you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Actually, I think still, like, on the topic of partners,
Yeah.
it's like actually like low key kind of like a psychology to it. Like, it sounds bad. But a little bit has like psychology to it, because like I think if you're like, you come in and you're too much, you can be too much for your partner at the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you got to manage that.
Right.
But you want to get to like the end goal as quickly as possible sometimes. But you got to kind of manage it, give what you get, one up them a little bit until like, because like some people don't give, not because they aren't caring and loving, but because they're scared. Like they're scared. There's not enough time, not enough commitment. It goes too fast.
Yeah.
Some people aren't like the best in that, you know?
Yeah.
Because you can fall into trap of falling in love really quickly, and then you fall out as quickly. Yeah. So
that's true. And if you kind of like so easily give so much to a person, it also begs the question of like, does all of that mean that much anymore? If you can at such a low threshold, give all of that.
Yeah.
Do all of that. Service all of that to a person. Then is it the girl that's so special to you that makes you want to do that as a natural response?
Yeah.
Or is that just your way of impressing them or appealing to them?
Exactly. I think it's like, you know how girls are like, oh, I like bad boys because it's different around me. It's like that type of thing. Like you have to do special stuff. That's not really in your nature, you know? Like maybe you hate driving.
Right.
But for your girlfriend, you know, like you drive them places. You know what I mean? Or like you hate cooking, but just
that one
cook.
time you cook for them.
Exactly.
Or you learn to cook because you know it's
something they want to do.
Yeah, what they want.
Whatever it is, you know. I think when it's not easy, it has to be by definition not easy to do.
Yep.
Because even if it seems really good, but it's easy for you, like it kind of loses a little bit of, like it should be still great. You should still feel grateful for it. Yeah. But it doesn't carry the same like romance feeling behind it.
That reminds me of a quote, which is, and I really, really like believe in this. We shared about it before, which is like, learn to show up for your partner the way that they need you to, and not the way that you want to.
Yeah.
Right? In your life, like, were there times when you realized either you were showing up the way that you wanted to, and you realize actually they don't need any of that, and you like, you did some reflection and realized, or it's like you had to, or you changed. It's like, oh, actually my girlfriend needs me to show up for her in this way, and now I'm doing a little bit more of that. Have you ever felt?
Maybe more like romantic, be more romantic, because like we've been together for a while now.
Yeah.
Probably be more romantic at times, like
setting up dates
and stuff, having fun.
You did well. The Valentine's this year, man. You too.
I know. Don't stroke my cock though. Yeah. Actually, I actually booked a date today for next week Friday, because she's graduating next week Thursday. So we're going somewhere. Funny thing is, right?
Does she know about this?
Yeah, she does.
Okay, cool.
But I didn't know she was graduating next week Thursday, but I don't know why. It's just been a while since our last date. Like Valentine's was our last date.
Yeah.
So I was like, like I feel like now's the time. And then I saw something and I was like, oh shit, I want to do that.
Yeah,
so I just booked it.
Nice.
So I actually was like, what are you doing next Thursday? And she's like, graduating. And, you know, she gave me the sass. Like, I can't believe you didn't know that shit. I was like, whatever, man. And then, yeah, so I booked it for Friday, and I'm really excited for that. She doesn't know what it is, so I'm not going to reveal what it is.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. But yeah, that's an example, like being more conscious of that. Because it's like, honeymoon phase, is when you should be romantic, and other than that, you should be comfortable. It's less exciting. But excitement is actually generated by yourself. You can make boring shit exciting.
Yep.
Like, and exciting shit can be boring if you decide to make it that way. It's all perspective, how you approach things. Like, yeah,
that's true.
So I think that's something I'm being conscious of right now. Yeah. What about you?
I think it's the one that comes to mind the most is more like how I can respect and love my girlfriend by understanding her conflict style. Like at the beginning, my thought process was always like, we should talk it out now. Because I think I don't get that emotional or that heated because I'm more on the receiving end of it. So I'm not as emotional. Because normally you, like the one that
feels wrong.
Feels wrong is the one that is a little bit more emotional, right? And I think my style of like conflict resolution at the very beginning is like, no, like, let's talk this through. I thought that, if you talk it through and you like calm down, you can resolve any issue as long as you communicate. But the reality, as I learned, is like, you just like sometimes when you're in that emotional state of mind, you literally cannot communicate in a way that is logical, rational, and loving, and graceful. So I think later on I learned, okay, that makes sense, and so I learned to actually give the space that's necessary, although I still hate it. But I know it's better for her than to force a conversation.
I don't know. Thinking about it, I was thinking about like recently.
Yeah.
I was like pissed at my girlfriend.
Okay.
And then she left.
Yep.
Like obviously we're emotional and we need space to like time to think and calm down. But the leaving part really irks me. I hate that.
But the thing is, when I say leaving, and maybe it's the same or different, when I say leaving, it's not like I'm pissed off and I'll walk out the door. It is, okay, like I understand you're upset right now, and you tell them, like, I understand you're upset right now. I'll give you some space. Like, I'm sorry, and we'll talk about this. Like, I want to talk to you about this a little bit later. So you communicate the intent of you spacing away is because of them. But your preference is if you can talk about it right now, but you know that it's not possible. As opposed to, oh my God, I'm so pissed at you right now. Laters. Fuck it. And you walk out. To me, that's different forms of leaving.
I don't like either. But I honestly think finding someone that fits your conflict style is so important. That's the one thing I would not give up on. Like, I honestly think for me, if I find a partner, if I find out that their conflict style is different, you're fighting an uphill battle, like low key, because you're always gonna have conflict in some way or another. And if you then getting even more pissed about the way they're dealing with conflict, and it's leaving you very unsatisfied, like, I don't know, because one person has to give in that situation, right?
Yeah.
One person has to give.
Yep.
But that means one person's gonna give more than the other. Like, you just constantly. I don't know how I don't.
So what would you say your conflict style is?
Talk about it like now. That's why
like
we're
right,
best
like
friends.
right now.
Yeah, like now. Let's solve the issue now. If we can't, after we tried, let's have space. You know what I mean? But that initial trying then is the difference maker for me.
Yep.
Yeah, if you don't have that trial, then like it eats at you. Like, that shit sucks.
It does. Well, you're right. Anytime like you've got like an issue that's not resolved, it's hanging over your head. You know that idea of like, at least as a couple, let's aim to not like go to bed still having an issue unresolved.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. But for me, I think it's like, I just know, and even myself, like, I think I'm not an emotional person. I am an emotional person. And if I feel wronged and stuff, sometimes the reality is I can't talk it out either at that moment. And it is better to give it just a little bit of time. Just a little bit.
Fuck that.
So maybe my conflict style is changing.
Wrap the gloves up.
Get into the boxing ring. Let's go, baby.
Shit, you're not going to be angry after that because you're going to be dead.
Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole conversation around conflict styles.
Yeah.
And what?
But it's interesting because, like, I think a big thing we can see is we've grown so much. Actually, the way we view things is so different nowadays. It'd be fun to actually go through a whole list of things actually in the future.
Yeah.
Being like, oh, this is different, this is different, this is different. Like,
True.
how it changed.
Yeah.
I think that's going to have to wrap it up for this week, though.
Sounds good.
Had a lot of fun. I actually think I laughed so much this episode.
Yeah. Almost to the point of tears.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
All right.
Anyways.
Take it easy, guys.
Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next week.